Yes.
Yeah. I'm
All
also
right.
driving, so I'm gonna go on quiet, but I wanted to say hi.
Thanks.
So glad you're here. And we've got a few people in the waiting room, so we'll just wait for everybody to enter the room and then we'll get started. Thank you for sharing your time with us this evening. I mean, in this world, we have an infinite number of choices. So thank you for saying yes to this. We're really excited to share with everybody, with the world. Um, we get such positive feedback ongoing. In fact, April was telling us before we started that one of our people who came June 2024 said, April, you just share what
Yeah.
she said.
Yeah, in one of my posts that I did inviting people to this call, she responded and she said, I still am getting ongoing transformation from this retreat. And she said, I actually would love to come to another one. And in fact, she said, remind me all the details, like all the like logistic details. And she goes, I actually would be on this Zoom call tonight, but she had a other class. So yeah, yeah, people come again too. So it's really amazing.
For sure. Well, we are going to get started just so that we are honoring everybody's time and everybody will also get a recording of this. And are you also recording it?
Yep.
Awesome. So again, welcome. Thank you for being here. It's so fun to see such beautiful faces. And we are excited to share with you the Wise Woman Revival Retreat, take you through an experience and just let you know about the magic that this retreat is. I'm Christina Jenkins, and I am a member of the Wise Woman World team. And the Wise Woman Revival is the glowed up version of a retreat that dropped in like the best creations always do, that co-creation with source, back in 2023. And the Wise Woman Revival is just the glowed up version. So anyway, April and Alina, will you introduce yourselves?
Yeah, so I am April Millar. I'm also a member of the Wise Woman World, and I have been on this journey with Christina since the beginning. Actually, Christina, it dropped in 2022 because we had our first one in 2023. So it's been that
Thank
long.
you.
Yeah,
Wow, it
yeah.
was 2022.
I know. It's amazing. And it's amazing because it has evolved, but at the same time, it has always maintained its true like frequency, which has been pure transformation, personal transformation in a held container of like safety and love and sisterhood and all of the things. So, I am an astrologer. I am a certified card reader. I particularly love the midlife aspects of this retreat, which we'll get into later. So, that's a little bit about me.
Hi, I am Alina. I joined Christina and April about almost a year after they started the retreats. But they did a couple, no, you did one retreat and realized they were missing, there was a missing link of bringing all this information and putting it into the body and really having an embodiment, a nervous system reset, safety situation with everything that was being learned. So they invited me to do, I am a Qigong instructor specifically with somatic embodiment, and they brought me in to do a retreat, and it was just like extreme magic. We made amazing magic together, and it so happens that I'm April's sister, so that's really fun and exciting for me. And I I love this team. I love this retreat, and honestly, I came as a participant one time and have been able to be a facilitator the rest of the times. And it is the most transformation I've ever had. I love retreats. I'm a big retreat person. And I now measure, it's so wild how I measure time. I'll be like, oh, yeah, that was before I went to the retreat. And then, oh, yeah, that was after I went to the retreat. Like, it has become such a indicator of transformation in my life, in my family's life. You guys, we could go on and on, but my husband is a completely different guy. It's wild and all is well. So I'm so glad you're here.
And then I want to introduce our special guest tonight, and we'll talk a little bit more about Mel, but Mel, if you just introduce yourself a little bit here, and then we'll really get to introduce later on in the.
I'm Melanie Henry, and I'm with my business is Sacred Rebel. I'm Wise Women adjacent, and I did get that. I've been to this retreat, and it was so powerful. And like April says, I'm still unpacking all of these amazing things that have changed in my life since last February. So when the opportunity to work with these women came to me, it was like a whole body, like stand up and cheer. Hell yes. So I'm just really excited to be here with you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm just going to invite you to take a nice deep breath and become fully present here in what we're going to share. There's things that you're going to be able to learn from this call that you'll be able to take and apply into your life, and taking it in and then preparing for a somatic experience at the end. So April, whenever you're ready to share the screen, we'll go ahead. So the Wise Woman Revival Retreat, it is your soul family. That's what it is. Retreat after retreat. It's the perfect combination of women that come together and stay connected. Honestly, our Wise Women Retreat chats are some of the chattiest chats I belong to, because people continue to connect, continue to feel loved and supported in that beautiful, safe community. And this retreat is all about personalization. And this is something that we're really proud of and that we take very seriously, which is why there's a small number of women at the retreat, max 11 women. And then we have 3 facilitators and a chef, and in this case, a collaborator. So like the participant to facilitator ratio is really, really good. And one of the best compliments that we've ever received has been how present the facilitators are at the retreat. I want you to know we are doing nothing but being with you at the retreat. We're not planning the next one. We're not wondering like we are completely present with you. And one of the ways that we really personalize this retreat is through a highly personalized workbook, guidebook, which is 50 pages about you. It's based on your astrology, on your human design, and your gene keys. It contains midlife insights where you can navigate midlife, prepare for midlife, or look back and reframe midlife. The very first retreat we had a 70-plus-year-old woman, the oldest participant we've actually ever had. And I was nervous about this part because I thought, wow, you're like 40 years out of this time of your life. What can we possibly offer you in nuggets of wisdom? And we were sitting in this particular space, we were sitting on the floor, and we'd gone through the midlife transits, which April will talk in more detail about in a minute. And I will always remember her looking up at me with tears streaming down her face as she said, "This changes everything." And so this older woman who was well out of the midlife got so much value. In fact, she's a dear friend of mine. We speak frequently, and she still refers back to this. So the midlife insights are for you no matter where you are on the timeline of this human life. We talk about the goddesses as they show up in your astrology. There are asteroids named after goddesses, and they have the personality, the archetype, and the messages that have to do with the archetype of that particular goddess. And so working with them as guides, and we've had some extraordinary experiences. In fact, I was just speaking to one of our former participants, and she has actually been able to release a significant amount of emotional, addictive, and body weight through what she got from the retreat and working with the goddesses. It was the most I thought I worked deeply with the goddesses, and then this woman shared how she's just taking it just it's really extraordinary how to work with them as guides, and specifically how they show up in your astrology. We talk about your core wound, the wound that you're here to transmute, how you express your prosperity, and prosperity is all the things that we want in life: health, relationships, money, opportunity, joy, abundance, all of those things, your life purpose, your authority, which we're going to talk about later on in this call and through an experience, as well as a practical application of a revival plan. And these are yours, personalized to you. There's no cookie cutter we got going on here. So we have teachings, and so there's different teachings that we offer: the somatic movement, we talked about the midlife, the goddesses, and all of these teachings where we are putting practical application, community power, so that amplification of the community, integration, and all the things with the teachings. Because you might go, wow, 50 pages, that is a lot. But that's why we have the teachings to support everything in that book that you can take with you and just have be a reference guide. I keep mine right here on my desk with me, and I know all this stuff, and yet I still refer back to it all the time. And I hope you all saw me put air quotes around the know all this stuff, because it consistently shows me more things. And so as the facilitators, like I said earlier, am the creator of the retreat and the master of ceremonies and your goddess guide. Alina is our somatic movement and body expert and the gene keys specialist. And April is an astrologer, card reader, and I'm so grateful for this, our grounded guardian. It's really, really beautiful. So April's going to talk to us a little bit about this midlife awakening. So pay attention, because there's a lot of nuggets she's going to drop here.
Okay, so one of, like Christina said, one of the teachings that we do is this midlife awakening, because um, we are, what we use our expertise in astrology to help you navigate some of life's hardest times. Like the concept of a midlife crisis is real, right? Like that's universally accepted. And it happens to about the same time of life for a lot of people, and it shows up in different ways for a lot of people. Well, we actually can see it in your natal astrology chart. It's where these outer planets, Pluto, Uranus, Neptune, Saturn, and oh, those four. Yeah, just lots of we have seven transits, but these four outer planets, because they move so slow, they actually are known as generational planets. And so they create some tension points to where they were when you were born, and at roughly the same time. And so being able to essentially we interpret your chart, and we interpret what's happening. We can even get it down to we can pinpoint the time of life, like down to the month of when some peak moments happen for each of these transits. And so it's anywhere from about, depending on what year you were born, from about 34-ish years old to 60. And you can see this is a timeline here. So it's not like, oh, it's just a shit show for 20 years. No, it's like, okay, we've got some we got a intense moment here. Like the smaller ones are more like, hard contractions, where these bigger ones are more of like that, like long labor type thing, where it's like you acclimate to it a little bit, and then once you're out of it, you're like, whoa, that was a little bit more difficult than I expected. And so what it is we actually, whether or not you've gone through it or you still have yet to go through it, like Christina said, we help you understand what that time in your life was about, so you can either glean the wisdom or you can prepare for it. And we've had people that are like, "What?" Like, for example, I'm 39 years old. So I'm like I'm right in the middle of two of my transits, but when we started this, I was on the cusp and I'm like, "I've only been through one. Are you telling me I have all of these to go through?" And it was like, well, yeah, but also you don't have to be afraid. You can be empowered by it, and it really has. I'm now like 6 months away, and I've been feeling I'm in one of the transits, and I've been feeling how it's been showing up, and I have been able to honestly utilize the energy in such a different way than I think I would have if I didn't consciously know about it. So that's one of the beautiful gifts that we give you in this retreat. And again, as you come to the retreat, you're going to get a lot more in-depth information about you specifically and how to work with this. This is just a little snack.
And can I say something really quick? One of the fun things that we do at the retreat is we'll all hold up our page that has that on it. And even people that are born in the same year, it looks different. Like, this is very individualized just because of the cycles of the planets and the way that they move. And I was really surprised. There's a couple of years that I'm studying a little bit because they have a really vast difference throughout the year. Like, every quarter, there's a really big difference in the way the chart looks. So it's super fascinating and very unique to you. And then all the astrological placement as well really makes it unique.
Yeah, it can show up in different areas of your life. So even if you have a friend that was born 2 days apart or whatever, you might have similar time frames, but you will have it could activate a completely different area of your chart. My husband he and his seven best friends, I did actually a reading for all of them, and they were all in one of their transits, and it was fascinating for me to see how it was showing up for each of them because of where it was activating in their charts. Now, you have to know this work that we don't do for anyone else. No one, we don't do readings like this for anybody. We literally the workbooks that you get are purely only if you come to this retreat. Okay. Christina.
All right. So I just want to share also, if as we're talking about astrology, I want you to know you do not need to know anything about astrology. We interpret it. It's like, well, we're going to Italy next week for a retreat. And most people don't speak Italian, and that's okay, because you know what? There are people who do and who translate, and that's what April and I do with the astrology. Plus, you get a one-on-one with with one of us before the retreat even happens. So it's included with a personalized astrology reading for you. So the goddesses, when this retreat downloaded in, I knew that there would be midlife transits, and I knew that there would be goddesses, and I knew that there would be some ceremonies, which we'll talk about in a bit. These are things, well, we've adjusted and we've made them fancier and all sorts of things. These are some of the pillars of this retreat. And so, meeting the goddesses. Specifically working with the goddesses as your guides. So we are all very well, just simply because of the culture that we are in the United States of America, well versed in the male god. And we use your astrology chart to identify where different goddesses are activating in your life. And it really gives this very balanced, very beautiful, very feminine approach to speaking with working with and being partners in creativity with your higher power. No matter what that higher power, the form that that higher power takes, having this feminine face of God has been extraordinarily transformative for many, many people. And so the goddesses that we work with in this particular retreat are Juno, known as Hera in Greek mythology, Ceres, known as Demeter in Greek mythology, Athena, who's also known as Diana in Roman mythology, Vesta or Hestia, Eris, and Lilith. And then sometimes if we feel called, we'll put another one in. We have been working with Medusa. I'm very grateful for the guidance. I feel like we're going to be introducing another goddess at the next retreat. I'm not sure who that is yet, but we'll know because she'll drop in just like the others do and say, hey, here I am. And then we get to work with her. So what does this look like? You get a channeled message from this from these goddesses. You get to see how they're playing out. You get to see what is the message that this goddess and her archetype has to share with you in your energy as mother, in your energy as partner, in your energy as child, daughter, warrior, and sovereign individual. All of these archetypes play into this. And again, where it shows up in your chart really helps you see how this feminine face of God has shown up for you and how we can lean more and more into that divine feminine energy, not in war with the masculine, but divine feminine is in partnership with. And I've seen this just really change the way that people are interacting with life, with their partners, with their children, all of these things. So we have a whole fun teaching and experience around that.
Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about somatic embodiment. And what I love is I'm assuming most of you are familiar with what somatic embodiment is. Are you? Are you not? Okay, so somatic embodiment is basically getting out of your mind and putting it into your body, like getting a nice bridge in there. It gives us somatic embodiment gives us a way to metabolize emotion and thought through the body. So it's really fun because I feel like somatic embodiment has become kind of a buzzword as of the last 5 years. Like no one even knew what that was before, or maybe 10 years. Let's give it 10 years. And what's really fun is these ancient, really smart philosophies like yoga and qigong. So the Chinese and the Hindu and Taoist philosophies knew this thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, and then we kind of forgot because we forgot the rhythms of nature. We forgot to go outside and connect to the land, and we forgot to watch the solstice and how it we forgot the equinox and how it helps us to remember to balance ourselves. Like Western culture and industry in general kind of took us out of that really beautiful symbiotic relationship with the earth. And so it's now our bodies are in a state of constant fight or flight, right? We hear about nervous system regulation all the time. And what's really fun about that is we're now turning to these ancient philosophies and this ancient wisdom to remind us of who we are as humans and to remind us that this human experience is an experience for transformation. It's an experience to be a human, and it is not responsible of us to teach you all of this wisdom and then say, okay, like, have fun. Not responsible. What is responsible is to take us and make sure that your nervous system feels good about what you're learning and that it understands the assignment, because your body has to get on board just as much as your mind does, right? So it's really, it's such a key moment and practice in this whole transformative experience. And just like everything is personalized and tailored, these practices are also personalized and tailored to everything that we'll be learning and the energy of the day. So we usually start our day in the morning with Qigong, and it's about a half-hour practice. And then we take moments throughout the learnings to make sure that our body feels safe, to rewire our nervous system, and to metabolize those emotions and those thoughts that might be getting in the way, and just moving it through the body so that you can open more space for even more information from um, your personal scripture of who you are, is what it, with all the reports that we give you. So I love it. I'm really excited that we get to do that for you.
Thank you so much, Alina. And I just want to say really quick, just highlight a couple of things. One, these are prepared specifically for the energy of the day and what we're going through in the day. And I just want to share an example. At one of our retreats, we had a woman who was very activated when we started talking about the goddesses, because she had felt suppressed by a very demanding male god in her life. And it really brought up a lot of rage for her. And thanks to Alina, we were all able to process through this. I mean, there was a process, and Alina jumped in, and we were able to do this process of somatic embodiment to really help us release the rage that we probably all carry within us and are peeling back in different layers, and integrate more deeply. It's actually from that same retreat that the person that I was telling you about earlier, with her relationship with the goddesses, that has allowed her to release so much trauma from her body, was at this same one. And one of my good friends, her name is Laurel Houston. She has a great quote that I love, and it is, "You don't get what you want. You get what your nervous system feels safe to receive." Mm-hmm. And so you might want this to all come in and integrate. And if you don't feel safe to embody that, it bounces off or just stays and creates more chaos in your body. And that's some of the great value that this somatic embodiment is. And Alina is one of the most intuitive people I know. So she might just take you aside and be like, "Hey, how about we do this together?" And it's just so loving, so intuitive. And I just love it so much. So should we talk about food?
Yes. Okay, let's talk a little bit about food, because your body is nourished, your mind is nourished, and we nourish you through food as well. You can see up here, this is Stacy. She is our chef, and I tried to put as many possible pictures of food to like, because I couldn't narrow it down, and there's a million more. Um, and so we do advertise high vibe food, and it really is. So, uh, and she has worked with most food restrictions. She typically maintains a gluten and dairy-free menu. So if you have any food restrictions, any allergies, that's when you initially sign up, we send you an email with a form, and we ask for any food restrictions or allergies that you may have. And I mean, here's the deal. She's worked with some crazy things, like no romaine lettuce, like eggs. There's been a lot of things. So she tends to adapt her menu for the restrictions that are there. So please don't let your any allergies or things that you might have be a barrier for you, because we really do. She's magic. She's a kitchen witch, and she creates magic and deliciousness, and you definitely come away feeling nourished and just mothered, honestly, by the food that she provides. And although we say gluten-free, we do actually, one of the treats that we do bring is sourdough bread. And typically we bring like 8 loaves because they tend to go really quickly. So, and they're delicious, very delicious bread. So if you can eat bread, there's that. If you can't, we've had a few people try actually, and it's gone over pretty good. But if that is not yours, we do keep it separate, and that works out just fine. So, just logistic wise, all meals, all food is provided from Tuesday lunch, or sorry, Friday lunch to Tuesday breakfast. So, um, and there's snacks. You can see this was one year she did or one retreat she did a charcuterie board. So we'll make sure that there's plenty of food. You will not go hungry.
Love the food. Always look forward to it. And another thing that we love is ceremony. And I personally love
Mm.
ceremony. Life is ceremony. The intentionality and the intuition that goes into ceremony. And for me, a ceremony is an intentional act that connects you with heaven and earth and whatever energies you're working with here in this realm. We have a cacao ceremony, and we work with this very, very special Ayapacha cacao. And we also have a former client who is a tea maker, and she makes the most beautiful teas. And we also work with her teas. And so almost every day we will have a cacao ceremony or a tea ceremony to open our hearts and minds so that we can really connect in and learn to sit with our inner selves. And that's something that I'm quite passionate about. We have two very profound, deep work ceremonies that will continue to give and give and give long after the retreat is over. That is the 13th rite, womb healing, and the closing of the bones. Both of these ceremonies are indigenous ceremonies that we have been trained and attuned in. They are a shift point for many of the women who have attended the retreat. And we've talked a little bit about integration, but we really are very, very serious about integration. We care about ongoing transformation in your life. This is not a come and do some fun things and it's really great and then bye. No, we really care about it being deep, deep, deep into your body, which is why we do the somatic embodiment throughout the retreat. And we actually build integration time into the retreat. In fact, the last full day of the retreat, most of it is an integration day to rest, to be in nature, to get in the water, to dance, to study. You'll have access to all the facilitators. So it's really integration. This is not a move from one activity to another activity all the time. Don't worry, our days are full, but there's a lot of time for like partner and talking integration, as well as space to really let it sink into your bodies. And then after we have that kind of 3 day for integration, we gather for our closing ceremony. So this is loosely what the retreats are. We've talked about our pillars and then we personalize it to you. We have 2 retreats coming up in 2026 and April's going to talk about those.
Yeah, so only 2 retreats. The past couple of years we've done 3 retreats, and so 2026 we have 2. The first one being in February 20th to the 24th in Cottonwood, Arizona. So that's about 2 hours from the Phoenix airport and about 15 to 30 minutes from Sedona. All of the pictures here are of the place that we are staying. And so you can see, and here's the deal. February in Cottonwood, Arizona is still a little chilly, but honestly, if you're coming from Tucson, where Melanie is, it's going to be a little chilly. If you're
Yeah.
coming from Idaho, where we are, it's going to feel great. So, definitely layers and things like that, but I'm sure the sun will be available, which is more than we can say in some of the other states. But um, we have another retreat in August 27th through September 1st in the Pacific Northwest. We haven't completely established where yet, but just know it'll be in that time of year is perfect for that area of the country. So that is so if those tr we're starting this now so you can plan. I just got my planner for 2026. So I'm assuming everybody is starting to get things on their calendars for 2026. So we wanted to make sure that if you are interested, that you make space for this. And specifically, why we are going to Cottonwood, Arizona, in February is because we actually opened it up to do collaborations. And sweet Melanie Henry, one of our beautiful, beautiful wise women, she reached out and we decided to do a collaboration together. So we are going to her neck of the woods, and Melanie Henry is the sacred rebel. And truly, it's amazing because she has her whole life, she getting to know Melanie, like look at her face. You would think that she just would just like, this bright spark and be easily like integrated into everything. No, she's a rebel through and through. Every step of the way, her whole life she's been 5 steps ahead of everybody else and paving the way. So she is a ceremony guide, an educator, and an integration mentor. And I would actually say an integration expert because she knows that integration is the only way. So, and I will read this really quick. Melanie, known as the Sacred Rebel, weaves together the wisdom of plant medicines, human design, gene keys, and ancient feminine archetypes to help others reclaim wholeness and embody their truth. With a gift for creating sacred space, she guides women to integrate their deepest insights, regulate their nervous system, and walk their path with authenticity and courage. As a ceremony guide, coach, and educator, Melanie blends practical tools with soulful remembrance, helping others connect with the earth, their inner wisdom, and community. Her work invites women to return to the sacred within themselves and to rise in sisterhood and strength, compassion, and joy. Mel, do you have anything you want to add to that?
I think for me, the why I was so excited to collaborate with you is that I went a year ago in February, so it will be a year when we do this one. And I was really at this precipice. Like I knew I wanted to do the big things, but this retreat really helped me unlock some of the really big blocks that I had taken on of other people's stuff. And that picture actually is from that retreat. And I came home, and even when my husband picked me up, he's like, "You're just so different." And I cannot tell you the things that have happened in my life that I opened myself up to because these beautiful women created this space for me to really understand who I was and really embrace this rebel side of me that I always tried so hard to repress. And you talk about we get messages from the goddesses, and mine Lilith said to me that the rules weren't made for me. And that was life changing to finally have someone say to me that I really could just be this little rebel that I am who loves so deeply, but I want to know why. And I want to understand. And I'm not just going to follow you into the woods. I need information. And they gave that to me in such a way and it emulated such an energy that I've been able to bring forth into the world that every woman deserves to give themselves this gift because I'm here standing in my power doing the funnest things because I chose me. and chose to find people and to be connected to people who could help me see me in a way that I wasn't able to at that time. So I just love you all.
Thank you. Thank you for that powerful testimonial. That's I wanted to say testament, but anyway. Okay, but that too, I guess it's a derivative. So thank you. So you'll be seeing Melanie there. She will bring her wisdom into and integrate it into the retreat as well. So that's going to be magical. And something that will make this particular retreat something extra special. And you know what's super fun is every retreat kind of has it's like the women who come kind of call each other and we call it the soul contracts. And so we already have two people signed up for this particular retreat. And so if you're feeling the call, I think there's a reason why, and you will get to know all of these women and they will become people that are important to you. And Melanie is an anchor point for this particular February retreat because she is calling in people that need her wisdom and her connection and all of that. And she has tons of it. She has so much wisdom. So we're excited to work with Melanie. Okay, now here's a super fun part. We're in Cottonwood, Arizona, which is, not far from Sedona and but is which is a huge tourist place and something that you super want to do. And we're talking girls trips would be super fun, right? But the revival retreat is not a tourist retreat. We do not actually go out into the muggle world and look at plaques and go to museums or anything like that. We are learning ourselves about ourselves, and it is a deep soul level integration. So the thing is we're so close to Sedona. So we actually decided to do a Sedona add-on. So this is the first time that we've done this. This is girls trip energy here. This is sleepover sisterhood energy. Um, it's going to be Tuesday. This is the day the retreat ends. The retreat ends at 9 a.m. and then the girls' trip starts. So we're getting February 24th through Friday morning, February 27th. So that gives us Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, full days. And so we'll be doing an outdoor day, hiking, vortexes, etc., a town day, crystals, readings, etc., and a magical day based on the group that we have. We actually we'll figure out like what's going to be really cool. But we've all been there. We've all been to Sedona, and when we say we've been there, we've done the weirdest things that you can possibly do there. So we can make this fun. And so it's just this is not like this is girls trip territory. So this is going to be $600 add-on for the Sedona trip, and that's for your lodging and transportation. This doesn't include food or any activities that cost like additional money, like a reading or crystals when we go shopping or things like that. So if you are interested in making this a little bit more of like an extended trip, and we won't be your facilitators at this point. We're your friends doing a girls trip. So it will be a lot of fun. So please know that that is something that we are offering, and we'll have yeah, just know that we've never done this, so we're excited. We're excited to do it. Oops, I think I went the wrong way. Oh, there it
It
goes.
really is going to be super, super fun. So the retreat, just the pricing for this. So we do have shared rooms at the retreat. So everything that we talked about, all your meals, all of the activities, ceremonies, all of that, your book that you get to take with you, the pricelessness of the community is $3,333. At this particular retreat spot, there are 4 casitas that are a private room. And so that is 4,444 to have that private room. And then the Sedona add-on is that $600. And we've had people tell us over and over that this is like a 5-figure retreat value. Literally almost everybody who goes to this is like, wow, that's so much value for that. So we do have a payment plan, and you can find all of this on the website. April will drop that in, thewisewomanworld.com/retreats. And there is, like I said, a payment plan available. And we do have a little bonus for anybody who signs up between now and October 1st. So by September 30th at 11:59 p.m. It's the Cozy Tarot bonus. So, like we promised you, this is like no pressure. This is fun. We don't want you to feel any urgency or like, oh my gosh, I'm going to miss out if no. We're actually going to take you through a process here where you can really feel into you and yourself, because the truth is, this retreat, like April said, is not for everyone. If it's for you, we want you there, and we want to work with you to make that possible for you to get there. And so we're going to tap into that. But can we talk about the Cozy Tarot bonus and that cute girl in the picture there? So you will get a Light Seers Tarot deck, which is one of our very favorite decks to work with. A handcrafted tarot mat. We actually go and pick out the fabric and have them specially made. A handcrafted card holder that actually we make and our husbands make, and it's super fun. And some of it's like wood from my yard. And I mean, like we really think this stuff is super fun. A candle, an oversized robe, and it's just like butter fabric. It's so nice. And the cacao that I was talking about earlier, a serving of Ayapacha cacao. So you can sit all nice and cozy and play tarot.
And
so that's super fun.
I just say the reason why we actually are offering this bonus is, yes, the retreat's in February, but the amount of time that we actually take to make your personalized workbooks is pretty significant. And that so the sooner you sign up, and the sooner we get your your birth information, then the sooner we can get on your report. So it actually is a huge, huge relief for us to have you sign up sooner than later. You will not miss out on anything if you sign up later. It just puts a lot more stress on on us. So if you want infused calm into your workbooks, therefore the incentive of the Cozy Tarot bonus. And again, if you don't get the Cozy Tarot bonus, you're not missing out on anything in the retreat that is like really powerfully valuable. But it is super fun. And actually, it was really fun to take this picture, because then I like stayed in this and like did a whole thing. So it was really fun.
It's so good, April. Like, this is the first time I've seen this picture. We talked about this. And anyways, April has a Leo rising, and this just is satisfying my inner Scorpio with your Leo rising.
Christina said, "Why don't you take a picture of like from above, like you can have the arms." And I was like, "How about I just take a picture of me?" And she's like, "Okay, Leo rising." So I did.
So we really do have so much fun. And if you enjoy our absolute like transparent honesty, this is what you get at the retreat. Like, we are just about transparent authenticity and honesty, because that's really how we want to move through the world, and what we want everybody to feel safe and free to do. To know yourself is to love yourself. And so Alina is going to take us through an embodiment of what this retreat feels like in your body, and then tap into your authority to see if it's right for you.
Love that. Okay, so let's just start by, you can close your eyes or have a soft gaze so you can recognize your inner world as well as your outer world. But just, if you're sitting, if you're standing, all I want you to do is notice what's underneath you, underneath your feet, underneath your seat, anything that is feeling, that you can feel structure. And just notice that. Now take a deep breath into your lower abdomen. And if you are comfortable, put your hands right at your lower abdomen, right over. This is a really powerful energy center. Inhale and exhale. Now feel under your seat or your feet, maybe your legs. Notice some roots starting to grow. And these roots grow down, down, down below you into Mother Earth, grounding you and supporting you. See if your roots can access or touch the crystal heart of Mother Earth, some part of her that is important to you. Just feeling that connection, that grounded support, that love, the ultimate physical manifestation of this earth life. And with your hands at your belly, I'm just going to take you through a couple of scenarios because, like Christina said, everyone has a different authority. Everyone knows truth in their body differently. And so that's why there is no urgency here. Urgency only works for 1/7 of the population. It's not that many people. So, and some other people feel the waves. Like you're on this call and you're like, yes, I'm there. And then you might leave the call and not feel like coming after you leave the call. And then in 2 days, you're going to think about it again and get really excited. And you just have to ride that wave. Give yourself 24 to 48 hours to really see if this is something for you. Others of you might feel it in this lower abdomen center. You might feel it in your body, and it might even sound like a sound to you, like an or a uh-huh. Notice that part of yourself. Maybe you're thinking about this retreat from the perspective or playing out a scenario where you're speaking to a friend about it. Like maybe that's the first thing you thought is like, I want to come and I want this friend to come with me. And you're talking about it, or maybe to your partner and you're explaining what it is that we do and what you might experience or why it is that you feel like you want to come. Notice your voice. Notice how you're speaking about this. For some other of you, you might have noticed or remember the pictures that we had up of let's say the Arizona one. Think about Arizona, think about the Pacific Northwest, and just notice the environment. Some of you, it's important for you to interact with the environment before you can make this decision, or as you're interacting. And it doesn't have to be physically in that environment. It can be in your mind. Think about the environment of Arizona. Think about the environment of the Pacific Northwest. Is it calling to you? Use your senses. And let's do that now together. With your hands on your belly, just notice, and it doesn't have to be retreat, it can be in just this moment. Notice if you feel any touch, even your own touch. Notice what you're seeing in your mind's eye. What images are coming up? Are there smells? As you see this image, do smells come to mind? What tastes? And what do you hear? And I saved hearing for the last because you might hear also a yes or a no. Be open to all of your senses working together to give you information. Because like we've said over and over, this retreat is not for everybody. And sometimes it's not for right now, and it may be for later. And it's just really important that you experience how this decision making in your body in a way that feels aligned with you. So we will never pressure you. We will only offer you a little cozy tarot bundle because you might want to come for that. I don't know. Um, Honestly, little things like that. I know I'm going to go. I know I want to go, but then I get in my head about it and I overthink. And sometimes these little nuggets, like a cozy tarot bundle, helps me. I'm like, yeah, I'm going, but now I'm just going to make the decision and then put it behind me so I don't have to stress and I don't have to overthink and I don't have to analyze. So that's the offering of the cozy tarot bundle. And you might, in this moment, now that we've kind of just grounded in to our senses, I want you to just think of all the things that may or may not be standing in the way because those deserve to be acknowledged. Maybe it's finances, maybe it's family, maybe you're nervous. Maybe this is really outside of your comfort zone or who people know you to be. Maybe you're like, ugh, how would I even explain astrology, Gene Key's human design to my family? I don't know. Make sure those parts of yourself feel acknowledged and seen because they deserve a voice just like all the what is the word? The peace that you might feel about coming to this retreat. You need to see both sides because they both live in your body. So now experience where that uh, contradiction lives in your body. Is it in your chest, your throat, your mind, your shoulders, your neck? Is it in your lower back or your stomach, your legs, anywhere? Just notice. And just send so much love because energy just wants to be noticed. Whether it's energy that's pushing you forward or holding you back, it just deserves to be noticed. So breathe into this space, thank this part of you, and come back to your lower abdomen. Now place your other hand on your heart. Drop into your lower abdomen and also into your lower heart if you can, noticing the bottoms of your feet firmly on Mother Earth. And just appreciating how it feels to be seen. Appreciating how it feels to be seen by you, yourself, but also by all these women on this call. All the wise women that have come to the retreats before you and after you, because now you are in the lineage of this retreat for all the people that know and understand more fully about themselves and this human experience that they are having. Feel the rhythms of nature, of the moon, the stars, the earth, the trees, the wind, the birds. Soaking it all in. And knowing that the right choice will be made when it is time for you. We're on divine timing. No rush, no urgency, just trust. Take a deep breath, send a smile to your face, bring a smile to your face and send a smile to your body, to this experience. Send a thank you to Mother Earth, a thank you to your breath. A big sigh and come back here with us now. Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming with us on this journey. Thanks for coming to this Q&A. And now, do you have questions? We've talked at you a lot. What do you have to say?
Yeah, just open up the floor, unmute, ask your questions, friends.
I did put the link to sign up. It's just our website, thewisewomanworld.com/retreat.
I have a question. Well, we need to also rent a car to get from the airport to the where we will be staying.
That's a great question. And actually, um, probably. You know what is funny is we are navigating the like different locations. And so yes, the thing is, what's really nice is when we have our group, we tend to get everybody connected beforehand. And so if there's carpooling that can happen and things like that, we that typically opens up opportunities there too.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Of
Great
course,
question, Tara. That's a great
Michelle.
question.
You're beautiful. Thanks, Michelle.
Oh, that's awesome, Michelle. She says, I'm in Phoenix. I'd be willing to help. That's amazing. Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Well, here's what I would love to invite you. As questions come up, all of you have some way to contact some one of us on this call or the Wise Woman World, the Wise Woman World at gmail.com. We're on all the socials. If you have questions, just reach out. We are here to just make this decision easier for you in any way that we can. And honestly, just offer our gifts to humanity as we can. That's what we're all. I'm looking around. I know almost everybody on this call, and that's what we're all really doing, is just offering up our gifts in ceremony to the Earth Mother, to humanity, to our connection with the divine. And that's what we're all here to do. So this is a beautiful cauldron of love, and I appreciate it.
I have one more logistic thing. As far as the Sedona girls trip add-on, we don't have that like an available like add-on price to your price. So let us know in the form that when you sign up in the form, it'll say, hey, do you want to come to the Sedona or do you want in on the Sedona add-on? And then when we have the understanding of like how many people there are, we'll be able to give you an exact price. So.
Thank you, my friends. Thank you, goddesses.
Thank you. That was
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We
Good to
hope to
see
see
all of
you.
you.
We hope to see you, and we love you. Thank you for your time here, truly.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And
Thanks,
I'm
Kelly.
excited. We'll talk more.
Good to see you.
Hey.
Bye.